Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Gundam News. And this week again, we have quite some headlines. We got some new Gunpla announcements, the Metaverse is back, and the latest Gundam anime just went live on Netflix. Gundam Requiem for Vengeance. But I won't be talking about that in Gundam News because at the moment of recording, I haven't watched it yet. In typical Netflix fashion, they dumped all 6 episodes at once, so I'll talk about it next week or so when I've had the time to both watch and think about the episodes. Feel free to give your opinion in the comments down below, but if you're going to give spoilers, do give a spoiler warning. What I will talk about are all of the Gunpla announcements, because we got some very welcome surprises at the All Japan Model Hobby Show, which was held on the 11th. And the big star of the show was the real grade Shining Gundam. All of the details will be unveiled at a later date, but they did already give us the completed prototype, so we have a very good idea of what to expect. It of course comes packing with details, it can transform into the super mode, it comes with a shining finger right hand, and it comes with 2 open hands to replicate its famous pose with the God Gundam. And fortunately, it's also all but certain that it's going to be a regular release, because if it was a premium Bandai release, it should have said so somewhere on the announcement, because all of the other premium Bandai announcements do. For example, from Gundam Seed Freedom, we're getting the Real Great Sword Impulse Spec 2 for 4,180 yen, 28 US, and the Real Great Blast Impulse Gundam Spec 2 for 4,400 yen, 29 US. And for a second, I thought that the Sword Impulse wasn't going to be a premium Bandai kit because on Gundam.info, it wasn't listed as such. But then, unfortunately, I found this image where it does say that it's going to be Premium Bandai Limited. Just like the Blast Impulse, of course. And both of them have a to-be-announced release date. And alongside them, we also got some cool images of the upcoming and equally Premium Bandai Limited Real Grade Shiranui Akatsuki Gundam with high-grade Zeus connector parts. And honestly, while the Zeus itself, doesn't look bad, I feel like it makes the overall look of the Akatsuki worse. The Akatsuki is an in-your-face, blindingly golden mobile suit with a lot of details, whereas the Zeus is just your average high grade, so I don't feel like they really mesh together all that well. Next up then, we got the high-grade Zaku 2 F-Type Lashon Custom, which also comes with parts to turn it into the more customized unidentified version. And we get a set with a name that's a real mouthful. The high-grade Zaku 2 F-Types, Chups, and Kale Custom, plus reproduction parts for the unidentified Zaku Solari Custom. And considering how different Solari's standard Zaku 2 F-Type and her Zaku 2 unidentified version are, at least on a model kit level, I'm surprised that it's going to be included as a part set and not as a standalone model kit, because like this, I think you're going to have a lot of leftover parts. But yeah, both sets will be available on Premium Bandai soon, which is also when their prices will be officially given. Although, when you look closely at this image, you can tell that the Chups, Kale, and Solari set will be going for 6,050 yen, 40 US. Also, what I find particularly funny about these Requiem for Vengeance Premium Bandai kits is that the director of the series is German. Germany does not have a Premium Bandai store. Therefore, the director of the series cannot get these model kits from the official store. Fantastic. And because we all love Premium Bandai so much, how about some more Premium Bandai to go along with your Premium Bandai? We got to see the prototypes for the shiny silver high-grade Delta Zayin, which will be going for 7,700 yen, 51 US, and they showed us the real grade Banshee Norn final battle version with special coating. It'll go for 12,650 yen, 84 US, with more details coming soon. And last but not least, they also showed us the upcoming line for the Gundam Base and Gundam Side F limited items. The kind of limited items I can expect, because they of course do want people to go to those places. On November the 30th, the Gundam Base Fukuoka limited Sinanju version GSF will be releasing for 3,300 yen, 22 US, which is a blue version of the Sinanju. And, well, even though it's the same model, with this different color scheme, it definitely hits very differently than the red Sinanju that we're so used to. And in December, there is the real great Gundam-based limited Sazabi with a really cool mechanical core plating, which also means that its price is an equally cool 20,900 yen, 140 US, and we're also getting the real great new Gundam double fin funnel type at Gundam Side F for 5,940 yen, 40 US. And unfortunately, based on the images and also the price, it looks like we're not getting double the fin funnels, but we are just getting a different beam rifle with this set. And then last, and probably also least, outside of the hobby show, they also announced the 1:1 scale Gunpla-Kun Theater image color for 880 yen, which is around 6 US. It features Gunpla-Kun in a color scheme that is inspired by the OG Gundam's theatrical poster, and on December the 7th, you can get this thing from the Gundam Base, Premium Bandai, and certain events. And if you wanted to see Gunpla-Kun in real life, he was hanging out at the hobby show at the Bandai Spirits booth. Next up then is the Metaverse, and for once, all of the new things they announced are actually looking pretty good, relatively speaking. And this goes hand in hand with the announcement that Gundam is going to have a collaboration with Hatsune Miku of all things. Most of the details will be unveiled at a later date, but they did already tell us that the collaboration will of course include merchandise and music, with one of those music-related things already being announced one day after the original announcement. Miku will be giving a live concert in the next open beta test. The date and the time of the concert will be unveiled at a later date, but we do know when the Metaverse will go live again. It'll start on December the 5th, 11 AM, and will last until the 9th, 3 PM. All, of course, Japan time. And you can already sign up to have a chance to experience the amazing upgrades that they've given the Metaverse this time around. At least if you're living in Japan or America. Not that that stopped me the first time, thanks to the power of NordVPN, the premier VPN service that'll help you dodge all of those pesky region locks. And if you also need some NordVPN in your life, if you get it with the link down below or the code kkrt, you'll not just get a sweet discount, but you'll also be supporting the channel. So thank you to NordVPN for allowing me to experience the Gundam Metaverse. The Metaverse itself might have sucked, but at least the video did well. So let's go over the big advertised features for this third test. The first thing is a much larger main lobby that is inspired by a space colony. And there are really two ways that I feel about this, because on the one hand, I like that they're making it more colony inspired, which, I mean, it should have been from the beginning, but better late than never. But then on the other hand, the smaller lobby that I got to experience in the first test actually already felt pretty empty. So if they're going to make the lobby even bigger without adding a lot of things, it's going to feel even emptier. Like a game that wasn't supposed to be an open world game, but then was forced to become one because the higher ups saw that open world games were trending. So by God, they were going to have an open world game. As a result, you get a game with a dead world, which is infinitely worse than a game with a small but interesting world. And in fact, I'm already getting those empty world feelings from the trailer. The second thing then is that Hatsune Miku collaboration live event, which will feature Miku in a cool Gundam-inspired outfit, so at least that is something actually cool. The third thing then is the return of the Metaverse shop, supposedly by heavy demand. My guess is either scalpers or Stockholm Syndrome. I wonder if it'll actually work in the game this time around, or if again, it is just going to open up a browser in the background. But however it works, they promise to have some Hatsune Miku collaboration goods. Next up then, the fourth point is where things are actually getting interesting. And this time, I'm not being sarcastic. They'll be putting the winners of the Gunpla Builders World Cup on display, which is nice, but at the same time, they'll also do a beta test for scanning your Gunpla with your own smartphone, to then turn them into a 3D model that will, I assume, be uploaded into the Gundam Metaverse. And related to this, they also show us that you can play an actual game with scanned Gunpla. It took them some time to finally implement this, but from what we can see, it actually seems to be playing relatively well. So this is definitely the one thing that I'm really looking forward to trying. The big question that remains though is, if those model kits that we can scan with our own smartphones will be usable inside of the game. Because the thing is, they don't actually specify this. The website that explains you how to do the scanning only goes as far as telling you that you'll be able to view that scanned Gunpla on your personal space, on your personal page. So my guess is that they're being careful here. They probably want us to be able to do this, but by not outright stating it, they always have their plan B in case of an emergency, and instead of allowing us to use our own models, they can just provide us with some pre-rigged models. And then finally, the avatars are still as ugly and soulless as ever, but they are getting some more stuff to customize them with. That is not how you fix the avatar problem. Really, those things should just be remade from the ground up. But if you want to sign up for this, I'll have the link down below. There's even some prizes to win. It took them quite a while and a lot of money to get there, but at the very least, it seems like the Gundam Metaverse is finally going to have a reason to actually exist, thanks to the Gunpla scan. Moving on to Gundam Seed Freedom then, and its special edition. It'll be getting a second round of screenings, lasting from November the 1st until the 14th, and viewers will be getting a freebie along with their ticket. During the first week, this A5 commemorative sheet will be handed out as long as the supplies last. And if you need some more Gundam Seed Freedom stuff, then from December the 21st, Animate will be selling a bunch of Gundam Seed Freedom merchandise, featuring the main cast in a very fancy attire. They've got clear files, cookies, can badges, tapestries, shikijis, passport photos, towels, more clear files, the nesting dolls that we saw a while back, plushies, and of course, acrylic stands. But it's not just acrylic stands this time, because you can also customize them with a separately sold customizable background. You're not dealing with the average acrylic stand anymore. Also, do keep in mind that the acrylic stands alone are going for 1,980 yen a pop, and the backgrounds are 3,850 yen each. Or the price of a master grade, which, like, the direct conversion for is around $40. For Silver Phantom then, we got a new promotional video, which I'll have linked down below, and we also got pre-orders for some premium Bandai limited Char things. For 11,000 yen, 74 US, there is this Char custom laptop bag, which comes complete with a removable shoulder strap, and for 4,400 yen, 29 US, you can choose between a gadget case in either Char custom red or mass production green. Both coming with a variety of storage options to store various things. And all of these items are slated for a January release. Meanwhile, on the gaming front then, we're starting with some less good news. It's not directly Gundam related, but it is about Bandai. Bandai Namco Studios is cutting jobs, and reportedly, they're even putting people in isolation rooms to basically force them to quit themselves because, having someone quit your company is a lot cheaper than firing someone or laying someone off. Bandai Namco Studios has, of course, denied these allegations, but it's not exactly a good look regardless. And depending on which one of their games you're looking at, these layoffs can either be surprising or very unsurprising. Because, on the one hand, we had the amazingly successful Sparking Zero, but we also had Blue Protocol, which was made together with Bandai Namco Online. And, well, that was not such a great success. It was a spectacular failure, some would even say. Also, there is one clarification here that I would like to make. Many articles are talking about this as if it's Bandai Namco as a whole that's doing these layoffs, but it's actually Bandai Namco Studios, which is one of their development studios. So, for example, they have nothing to do with Elden Ring, which was published by Bandai Namco Entertainment, or Gundam Battle Operation 2, which was co-developed by Bandai Namco Entertainment. And talking about Gundam Battle Operation 2, on the PlayStation version, the prototype Zeta Gundam X1 has joined the fray, and on Steam, you can suit up with the mass production type new Gundam Fin Funnel Equip type. And in UC Engage, a new challenge battle and Fragment Quest double drop campaign are coming soon, and they're celebrating the release of Requiem for Vengeance with some fitting units. There's an event unit assembly for the UR Gundam X and UR Iria Solari, and then through login bonuses, you can also get the R Zaku 2 F-Type Solari, the SR Zaku 2 Unidentified Type Solari, and more. And in other news, from November the 2nd to the 10th, the Tokushima Space Week will be held in Tokushima, and Gundam will be there as well with a 1/10 scale RX-78-2 statue and a 1/1 scale RX-78-2 head Gunpla, which unfortunately is not available as a retail kit. I am extremely disappointed by this. As for the things you could get this week then, these little Gundam Seed Freedom sitting figures have become available as prize items at arcades across Japan. This first lineup features Kira sitting on a blue horo, Laka sitting on a pink horo, Kigali sitting on a yellow horo, and they also come with a removable clip, so you can also use them as a keychain. And also starting today, 7-Eleven has a campaign until the 30th, where buying certain chocolates will get you an original clear sheet featuring Atheron, Kira, Suletta, or Miorine. And that is one happy-looking Mio Mio. For this week's reading material then, there was the Big Comic Superior, in which Gundam Thunderbolt is being serialized. The 23rd chapter of Gundam's sequel has been released for free and is linked down below, as well as the second chapter of G Gundam Gaiden 2nd Volume. Just keep in mind that both are in Japanese. And talking about G Gundam books, they also announced that on November the 29th, they'll be releasing the G Gundam Domon Kashu and Master Asia Pia book. The cover is still a secret, but for 1,980 yen, 13 US, you're getting a book with some great stories and memories about the production of G Gundam, as well as some in-universe lore. For example, all of Domon's machines, all of Domon's fights, and all of Master Asia's machines. So I hope that it will also include information from the side stories. On to the apparel news then, where both Bankore and Strict G opened up a lot of pre-orders on Friday. Kicking things off with Strict G, there was the Basic Pocket T-shirt collection 2024 FW, which features simple t-shirts with a pocket, and on that pocket is the emblem of a Gundam faction. For 3,630 yen, 24 US, you can get a short sleeve t-shirt in Holder White, Neo Zeon Khaki, or Celestial Being Navy, and for 4,730 yen, 32 US, you can get a long sleeve t-shirt in Aztec Asia Black, Anaheim Black, or Celestial Being White. And this collection was followed by the Strict G Arms Gundam Unicorn collection. For 30,800 yen, 206 US, there's an M51 jacket inspired by the Garen Sierras, or for 33,000 yen, 221 US, there's an ECWCS Parka, which is also inspired by the Garen Sierras. And both of these collections have become available from physical Strict G stores on October the 12th. And this Saturday, you can get these Benager and Merida Cruise jackets in collaboration with Alpha Industries. For Benager, we have the MA1 Natus jacket, which goes for 44,000 yen, 295 US, and for Merida, we have the MA1 jacket, which goes for 42,900 yen, 287 US. And as a bonus, you'll also get a matching acrylic stand of either Benager or Merida wearing their jacket. And for some more Benager and Merida apparel, we've also got some t-shirts and hoodies that will be available in physical Strict G stores on November the 2nd. For 4,730 yen, 32 US, there's a white t-shirt with a Viz Foundation logo or the unicorn, or a black t-shirt with a Garen Sierras logo or the Kshatriya. And then for 9,680 yen, 65 US, there's a white hoodie with the unicorn or a black hoodie with the Kshatriya. Meanwhile, from Bankore then, on Friday, pre-orders began for this Gundam Build Fighter Stry acrylic logo display X, which goes for 1,650 yen, 11 US, and is slated for a December release, and the Mobile Suit Gundam Char's Counterattack Mobile Suit Collection, which features virtually every mobile suit from Char's Counterattack on a t-shirt for 3,850 yen, 26 US, a tapestry for 3,300 yen, 22 US, a vertical or horizontal bath towel for 3,850 yen, 26 US, or an acrylic keychain for 880 yen, 6 US. The only thing missing here is the Gym 3. And all of these items are slated for a November release. And then finally on Tuesday, reservations began for these big sweatshirts inspired by either the mass production type Zaku or Char Zaku. They go for 5,720 yen each, 38 US, and are also slated for a November release. And as always, let's quickly wrap things up with the polls. With the release of Requiem for Vengeance, Gundam.info wanted to know which mobile suit we're looking forward to seeing in action the most. Solari Zaku, the Goof Custom, the Gundam X, or the Gym. And of course, with a sweeping 43.8%, the Goof Custom was the uncontested winner, leaving even the Gundam X with its 26.4% in the dust. And well, I don't think I need to explain to anyone why the Goof Custom was, is, and always will be one of the coolest UC designs ever. I just wonder what it's going to do. Like, is it just going to be piloted by a random grunt, only to be taken out in a few seconds, or is it going to be a named character that hangs around for a little bit? And then finally, for third place, we actually had a close call between Solari Zaku and the standard Gym, with them getting 15.6% and 14.2% respectively. So while the Gym did lose, it did put up a good fight. Who knows, maybe it would have done better if it got a more impressive gun, because while the beam spray gun never was the most impressive of weapons, it is especially puny in Requiem for Vengeance. But that has been all for this week's Gundam news. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great evening, and I'll see you all next week with more Gundam news.